Maurizio Pochettino is leaving Chelsea. Breaking news that, to be honest, came out of nowhere. I'm extremely pissed, so apologies for whatever I'm going to say next. So, this is a statement from the club. Chelsea FC can confirm that the club and Maurizio Pochettino have mutually agreed to part ways. Sporting directors Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley said, on behalf of everyone at Chelsea, we would like to express our gratitude to Maurizio for his service this season. He will be welcome at Stamford Bridge anytime and wish him all the very best in his future coaching career. Maurizio Pochettino said, thank you to the Chelsea ownership group and sporting directors for the opportunity to be part of this football club's history. The club is now well positioned to keep moving forward in the Premier League and Europe in the years to come. In my opinion, again, one of the biggest mistakes that they've made in the last couple of years, probably after sacking Thomas Tuchel. Matt Law here has already named a couple of, let's say, potential names. So among the names likely to be considered will be Stuttgart's Sebastian Hoeneß, Girona's Michel, Ipswich Town's Kieran McKenna, who has been lined up by Brighton, and Leicester City's Enzo Maresca. Who are those guys? I mean, I know some of those names, but to be honest, did we just sack Pochettino for one of those? Really? Did we just sack Maurizio Pochettino for one of those folks that have literally done close to nothing at the world-class level? Now you might say, yeah, but Maurizio Pochettino hasn't really won much in his career either. Okay, fair enough. But he knows what it is to coach a world-class team, right? He's been at Chelsea. He's been at PSG. Okay, you might say he's been at Spurs, not a world-class team, but his work at Spurs, I mean, let's not lie to ourselves, it was a pretty successful journey. And then Espanyol and Southampton, you could see what he wanted to do there as well. All of that to sack him after the end of the season that we had, plus everything that has happened this season, right? New coach, plenty of new players, lots of injuries. We went to the FA Cup semi-final, lost to Manchester City. We could have won that game. Let's be honest, could have won that game. Plus a League Cup final, and we finished in the Europeans position. With all the injuries, with everything that has happened, how was that not enough to give Maurizio another season? Because you cannot convince me that it is because of, what do they write here? Some structural stuff, structural issues. Pochettino leaves despite overseeing an upturn over the last few months, with Chelsea in the top 4 on form since the new year. He even secured European football for a side who were languishing in mid-table for much of the season, but in the end it seems it was a reluctance to work within the club structure which was key. Which again, we've talked about that when Tuchel got sacked. These owners are only looking for a puppet that they can just parade and put in front of cameras. In my opinion, this is the start of... I'm not going to be like the doomsday scenario type of guy, but if these things continue, how are you going to attract world-class coaches? How are you going to attract world-class managers and convince them to work on this so-called project? Because what is the project here? For Iqbali to make a lot of money by buying youngsters and then hoping to sell them for more money? What's the point? It just doesn't make any sense. We've heard plenty of players that are happy with Maurizio Pochettino, that are backing him. What is going to happen now? In their heads, they're like, wait, I don't understand. We finished the season extremely strong, and now we're again going into a new season with another coach, which probably has another philosophy, which means new training, reset of everything, the connections, whatever. How are we going to win something like this? To me, it makes zero sense. And I can promise you this, that Maurizio Pochettino will find it extremely easy to land another world-class job. I can promise you that. Probably already has calls from Bayern München, AC Milan. Wouldn't even surprise me if he get a calls from Manchester United if they decide to part ways with Erik ten Hag. And now you might say, oh, but okay, we parted ways with Pochettino, which means that now maybe Tuchel can come back at Chelsea. Yeah, I would be very surprised if Tuchel wants to come back and work under those conditions. I mean, he was sacked because he did not want to work as a puppet at Chelsea. Rightfully so. So yeah, I mean, I'm truly surprised by this move, but then again, maybe not surprised since our owners are a bunch of idiots. Remains to be seen, but let me just show you the difference between this season and last season. So here's the main difference between this season and last season. This season we finished 6th, right? 63 points. Last season we finished 12th, 44 points, which means Chelsea is number 1 in the improvement ranking here. 19 points more than last season compared to Liverpool 15, West Ham 12, Bournemouth 9, Villa 7, etc, etc, etc. So already a huge improvement on that front. Then with regards to goals scored, this season 77 goals, last season 38, basically doubled. Yes, our defense was not that great this season, but the best defense is attack. Thank God we scored a lot of goals this season, because otherwise that would have been an issue. Now last season we only won 11 games, this time 18. Last season we lost 16. This season we lost 11. True, still too many games. But you can clearly see here clear improvements. Again, semi-final in FA Cup, League Cup final. Could have won both games if we're being honest. But again, if you look at what has been happening with Chelsea this season, number of players aged 23 or below that each Premier League club has played this season, Chelsea sit number 1. Chelsea is also the number 1 when it comes to the injuries. Total injuries, 54. Games missed, 309. I've talked about this, I think, 2-3 videos ago. You can go watch that. All the videos will be in the top right corner. So, with all of that, still achieving some major goals, in my opinion, is a huge W for Pochettino and this Chelsea team. And for those that are saying, oh, but all of those injuries is because, well, it's Mauricio Pochettino, right? It's his training methods. Well, so why did that also happen a season before Pochettino came at the club? Why are we number 1 there as well? How come Newcastle had also plenty of injuries last season and this season? Same with Manchester United and same with plenty of other teams. So Mauricio Pochettino did improve Chelsea in just 1 season, despite all the inexperience, despite all the injuries. Plus, we have the Premier League Young Player of the Season, which could have very well be the Player of the Season as well, with Cole Palmer. So, in my opinion, his stint at Chelsea was a success, and I believe that if he was staying here next season, we would probably finish top 4 and maybe even with some silverware. But I guess now we'll have to wait. Who the heck is going to replace Mauricio Pochettino next season? Is it going to be someone that has 0 experience at the club? Is it someone that will only last a couple of months at the club because of that inexperience? And so we will go back to 0 next season, because remember, yes, right now, next season we have European football. But what happens if the new coach can't figure it out? That means that 2025, no European football for Chelsea. 1 step forward, 2 step back type of thing. And to be honest, I honestly don't know what these owners, what these sporting directors think. They are definitely not winning most of the fans over. And to be honest, I hope the players speak up. I hope they're disappointed. And yeah, I mean, I'm very disappointed, as you can see. I'm not going to curse or do anything else, so maybe I'll just end the video here. Do share your thoughts down in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.